Okay, so we all know about Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith's marriage. Maybe we shouldn't know some of the things we know. But one thing I'm going to do on this episode, I'm going to defend Jada. Oh boy, I might get some heat for this. I'm not going to defend her for the overall marriage. I want to leave that stuff alone because some of that evidence is pretty thick for me to get through. However, I am going to defend her in the slap incident with Chris Rock. I don't think it's her fault. Leave Jada alone. I'm going to be her attorney right now. I'm not a licensed attorney. I'm not the lead attorney, but I am going to give you some evidence. Most of it's probably circumstantial. Is it circumstantial? I don't. It's not going to be hard evidence, but I'm going to do the best I can. Lead attorney, please don't be too hard on me. Let's go. You were a star child, let your light shine for all the world. When you open your mouth to reveal a pearl, let it shine more, just to light the path. If it don't add up, man, just do the math. If it ain't for you, let it pass on through.
I love Brotha T.
Okay, so to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court, whatever, right? I'm going to present my first piece of information. Will Smith really does have a history of doing things that Jada doesn't agree with, right? We try to give their marriage this whole, perception like it's, she's running everything and she's wearing the pants and this and that. It's obvious that there are two opposite people in a lot of ways, and it's obvious that Jada really does, she goes through these episodes where she has strong feelings and things like that. Okay, that's what Red Table Talk is about. However, in this incident, I don't think it was her. I think it was him, and the way I know that he has a history of doing things that she doesn't agree with is his book. It was a tell-all book. So he really told some of the things that didn't even make him look as great, right, as a person. And even when they were getting married, Jada didn't want a traditional marriage ceremony, right? He had to talk her into that. And it was more for her mother and their families more than it was for her and him. Jada was good with like a spiritual ceremony or something like that, which is interesting, but I'll leave that part alone. That's the first piece of evidence that he has a history of doing things she does not agree with. Let's go to the next piece of evidence, which is he has a well-crafted image, right? As this perfect guy, and he does everything perfectly. But everybody that's watching me, we all know that nobody's perfect, right? Nobody does things exactly the way they should all the time. So given that well-crafted image like that, if something happens, then I'm not inclined to say it was a whole other person. It's probably that person that was playing like they were perfect the whole time. Trust me. Okay, the third piece of evidence. Will Smith has done this type of thing before. There was an incident with Tommy Davidson. He did a movie with Jada Pinkett called Woo, right? And at the end, I think they had some kind of kiss scene that wasn't supposed to be a kiss scene or something like that, right? So Tommy kind of like, I don't know if he wrote it in there. I forgot. I have to go back and read the book again, but something happened, right? Where they ended up kissing and it wasn't really in the script or something, and stuff like that. Will Smith came to his trailer, Tommy Davidson. I don't think it was at Jada's behest because she was trying to stop Will at that point.
I didn't know what happened that day. All I know is that I came in the trailer and Will was like, "What's up with that, man?" Said, "Will big, man." Will was like,
he is big and muscular.
Hey, Will big. He's like, "We need to talk about that." This, that, and the other thing. So I didn't know what he was talking about. So he was like, hey, we need to talk about that, like that. So I said, okay, let's go outside and talk about it, And Jada was like, nah, y'all don't go in all that. And I was like, you want to talk so bad?
At least that's how the story goes. That's how Tommy Davidson tells the story. So that's another piece of strong evidence that Will Smith probably did that on his own. And going back to his early childhood, he talked about not standing up for people in his family when things would happen, right? And he wants to, maybe in a roundabout way, he's trying to atone for those situations, because he, by his own words, felt like a coward in those moments. Let's go to the next piece of evidence. Okay, even though she did not have a favorable expression to the joke, right? She definitely was displeased. Oh, okay, here we go with this again, right? There's no evidence that she said, okay, get him. There's no, ooh, that was ugly. Okay, so there's no evidence that she did that, right? Some people say, oh, that was his cue to do it and stuff like that. And then she did laugh after it happened and he told a joke. I'm not buying that as a reason to make her the culprit and send him up there. I'm just not buying that at all. And neither should you as the jury. Here we go. What's the next one? According to his own words, had certain traumas happen early in his childhood to the women he loved. He made himself a promise never to let the women he cares about be mistreated in any kind of way. All right? He made that promise to himself. So although we can say that Jada expressing displeasure triggered something in Will, but I don't think she had a remote control in her pocket and said, okay, all right, sick him. I don't think it happened that way. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I think we're gonna let my client off. I say Jada is not guilty for sending Will Smith up there to put hands on Chris Rock. I think she's totally innocent in this case. Now, the other things that happened in their marriage, we can go a case by case basis. It'll be a little harder for me to defend her, but on this one, I think she's totally not guilty. This has been your man, Brotha T. If you did not catch my breakdown of the Will Smith apology video to Chris Rock, I want you to check that out. It should be up here on one of these sides, family. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.